Hello class. Today we continue our unit number 5, contract formation. For the next session, we are focusing on how to use negotiation skill to conduct a contract. In other words, this session will give you a conversation between two lawyers who are discussing a contract, and you will understand their points, take notes, and recognize some relevant terms. Some objectives you should approach after this session. The first one, the conversation in this session will set you in a certain context in which they are trying to conduct a contract negotiation. You, in turn, listen and get information. The second one, the conversation will mention about the issues in the contracts, and you have to realize them and concentrate on their solution. The next one is a stage for you to review the terms or get vocabulary. For the main skill, I mean listening skill. Again, you will listen for details which help you to answer the list of questions. The second one, practice listening for true false information. Try to apply the techniques of or any strategies that you have got so far to answer this task. The last one, give you an extra practice that requires you to do information matching. At the first glance, I'm giving you a small task about typical stages of a negotiation. You can finish the task by yourself or work with your partners. In this case, you can pause this video and discuss with your partner. Do not hurry to continue the video because the answers will be reviewed later. You will have them after having finished the task. Now it's time for you to pause this video and try to finish. Thank you. Then I'm showing you the answer for this task. The first gap is report. The second one, interest. The third one, procedure. Number 4, proposals. Number 5, counter. Number 6, stomach. Number 7, concessions. Number 8, compromise. Number 9, details. And number 10, table. And according to this task, I would like you to concentrate on some main words. The first one, rapport. Rapport, another word of this word is understanding, or in this case, it could be considered as relationship. The second one is counter proposals. Like you see the explanation in number 5, this term is used to show how you react the provisions or terms. Stomach. Stomach is a situation where there is not more processes. Okay, now try to look up the vocabularies or any terms you are not clear about. If you have got a problem with this, you can raise the question to me when we're back or a next lesson, or you can send your question to my email directly. Okay. The next step is for you to generalize your views on contract negotiation. In this activity, a new term will be considered: negotiator. Discuss with your friend or work along to answer this question. Question number 1. How do you understand a hard-nosed negotiator and soft-touched? Number 2. What makes a successful negotiator? According to this one, I would like to give you general view of negotiator. There are two terms relating to this: hard notes and soft touch. For the first one, hard note negotiator. In this case, it is a decisive person who you will find complicated to persuade. For soft touch, there's no more arguments or dispute over the negotiation when you are in negotiation with this kind of person. They tend to agree what you want, right? And for the last questions, you answer by yourself and then compare with the last recording at the end. Now, next one is vocabulary part. For vocabulary part, I would like to give you 5 terms or words that you may have got in the previous lesson. However, in this case, it's time for you to review and practice them. The first one, non-competition clause. According to this one, you got the other word of the times in reading activities, covenant. And I hope all of you can remember the word covenant. Or covenant in this case is connected with the other phrase, covenant not to compete. It's kind of specific type of promise in a contract. And that means when selling your business, you agree not to use your knowledge or know-how to compete with the sold one or the one you are selling for a given period of time. When talking about this time, please concentrate on some points. Non-competition clause or covenant not to compete. It's kind of specific type of promise that talks about a situation in which you do not use your own knowledge or know how to compete with the business you have already sold in a given period. Okay, now the next word is about an arbitration clause. An arbitration clause could be regarded as a device used to avoid court trial. When talking about this term, we also have the other terms, arbitrator. An arbitrator. In this case, an arbitrator could be a person or a panel of people who are not judges. Okay. Or an arbitration clause to avoid court trials. Okay. Now for the last two words, franchising and franchises, I would like to show you. the whole definition of this one, and I hope all of you can take note or understand it well when following the screen. All right, franchising or franchises could be understood like the definition on the screen. I'm gonna look at this one. I'm showing you here. A continuing relationship in which a franchisor provides a license privilege to a franchisee to do business and offers assistance in organizing, training, merchandising, marketing, and managing in return for a monetary consideration. Franchising is a form of business by which the owner or franchisor of a product, service, or method obtains distribution through affiliated dealers, franchises. Okay. Okay. According to their situation, we might have one of the terms we need to consider. The first one, franchisor, and the second one, franchises. Franchising. Now try to capture the string or take note the definition here, and you can translate it as well. In case if you cannot make it clear, you can raise any question to me by sending your question to my mail. I will give you some clear explanation or the definition for making it or obvious. Okay. Now back to our lesson. After understanding well vocabulary here, I would like you to go to the main part. As a lawyer, it's necessary to obtain strong negotiating skill, which will help in matters of conducting contract negotiations. Now, you will hear a conversation between two lawyers. They are negotiating the terms of an agreement. Over the period, some tasks are decided for you to have more practice in listening skill. The fourth task is for you to answer the questions by picking up the points from the conversation. You will take notes and write them down by your own words. The answer will follow the order of the conversation. Recognize the keywords in the questions and play the recording for taking notes. Then play it again for checking. Now, pause the video, recognize the keywords in the questions. After that, play the recording files that I sent to you few weeks ago. After that, check the answers in the back of your book. Thank you. Now, the next one is for you to check the true information. For this task, please underline the keywords first in each question. Focus on the synonyms or any major words you think may appear in the recording. Then decide whether they are true or false. According to the features of this tag, all of the words in the question may not be matched well with the word appeared in the recording. That's why you have to focus on the main part, understanding the keywords, and after that, match them with the information in the questions. Okay. Again, pause this video in 5 minutes to recognize the keywords. After that, play the recording again for getting the answers. Remember to check your answers in the answer key part in the back of your book. After that, before listening again, I want all of you to remember the content of the conversation, or the main point that you can remember in the conversation. To answer the last two questions here, the first one, did he use any of the techniques presented at the negotiation seminar? Number two, what do you think of the way Arthur Johansson negotiated the agreement? I want you not to listen again because you have to remember the content first. Take note any point that comes in your mind, then check the answer by play the recording again. You can check the answer keys in the back of your book as well. For additional practice, you will hear talk about negotiator. That means I require you to save your answer in the discussion activity at the beginning of the task to compare with the points in this activity. All right. This talk will be divided into two parts, and you have to listen to complete the following task. The recording of the talk will be attached with this video. The first one, now read the glossary box for vocabulary. All of the vocabulary in the box will happen in will have appeared in the recording. That's why try to remember them for understand the talk easily. The first one, you will hear the first part of the talk. Please read the instruction carefully. It requires you to fill in the blanks with the limitation of words and number. Weekly read the gaps. Decide which information you need. Circle any words you think they are important, then listen and check. Number two, this is for information matching. This task is quite difficult because of great deal of information appearing in the conversation. The phrases from A to E are the strategies, and the question from 1 to 5 are explanation. Carefully pause this video because I want you ensure that I want to ensure that all of you can remember or memorize all of the points from A to E and from number 1 to 5. Underline keywords add on. Predict the answer first because prediction is very necessary for us when dealing with listening task. There's some keywords or some hints that we can connect with the answers. After that, play the second part for checking. All right. Now, you will finish this task before or on the date on the screen. Okay. And similarly, I will send to your monitor the link that you can submit your assignment directly to me. And I hope all of you can finish it. Wow. Thanks for your watching and hope to see you next video. Thank you.